All right, we got some big breaking news. First off, I'm back from Provincetown in DC for the day, and then I will be going away to LA for a week. More about why I'll be there, you'll find out later. If you follow me on Instagram, you might find out sooner. But Donald Trump was on Air Force One, where much footage was released where Donald Trump, he really did slip up and admitted some health issues that he's having. And he was asked about the third term, which I just think is ridiculous. They're even asking him. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. I'm going to say it. Not allowed, bitch. You're not allowed to run for a third term. We'll get into more about that. And a doctor is now out talking about, there's a clip of Donald Trump walking down the stairs that is very interesting and says a lot, according to this doctor. Let's get to this first, though. Before we get to this clip, you let me know, how much do things cost now? Are they more or are they less? In Donald Trump's world, the billionaire buddies, him and himself, or his billionaire buddies and himself, think that prices are down.
With the swaps plan or with the changes to beef purchases, depending on the result of that election?
We'll see. We're going to take care of. Look, we're going to take care of our ranchers one way. That we have two situations. The ranchers for 35 years have done very poorly. The cattle people, they've done very, very poorly, and now they're doing well, but the prices up. So what I can see happening is we're going to take some beef because I have to get the price down. I want to get most prices are down. If you look at energy and all the, I have things down, but beef is high, and the cattle ranchers are doing good. They backed me from day one. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that they don't get hurt, but we have to also make sure that I get the prices down. I want to get the prices down like I did with eggs, like I did with lots of others. We had a couple of them where when I first took over, eggs were double and quadruple what they were. That was Biden's fault. A lot of this is Biden's fault too. And we're going to get the price of beef down.
All right, so what he's saying there is that he's going to get the price of beef down by importing it from other countries. How is that America first? Instead of figuring out a way that we can get beef down by, I don't know, making more at home, he's instead just going to import it. And that's going to actually hurt our farmers. And what he's probably going to do is what he's done before, which he's just going to throw money at them from the government, which is socialism. And I guess that's totally fine. Now, Donald Trump was also asked about this third term. I'm going to tell you why I hate this, but first a clip.
Sir, Steve Bannon said in a recent interview that there could be plans for you to be able to run and potentially win a third term in 2028. Is that something you'd be willing to challenge the board to be?
Well, I haven't really thought about it. We have some very good people, as you know, but I have the best poll numbers I've ever had.
Not true. Not true. Donald Trump's at like 35%.
I mean, I just solved 8 wars and a 9th is coming. I believe Russia, Ukraine will happen. But we just did, we just left, and when you look at the treaty we just did, that was a war, that was thousands of people were already shot at the border. And when you look at what we just did, was pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. We got a lot of good credit. And I really have to thank Malaysia for that, because they really, the Prime Minister and everybody really helped.
All right, well, I guess he just goes on there to talk about things that aren't true. But he did say here that I really haven't thought about it, which we know is not true. We know that's probably all he thinks about is how he can stay in power longer. And he said that he said, I'd love to do it, at the best poll numbers ever. And then look at what he said.
Very good people.
They are good people.
You said that for 2028, they're very good people.
Well, we have great people. Well, I don't have to get into that, but we have one of them standing right here. We have JD, obviously. The vice president is great. I think Marco's great. I think, I'm not sure if anybody would run against us. I think if they ever formed a group, it would be unstoppable. I really do. I believe that. I would love to do it. I have my best numbers ever. It's very terrible. I have my best numbers. If you read it, am I not ruling it out? I mean, you'll have to tell me. All I can tell you is that we have a great group of people, which they don't. They have Jasmine Crockett, a low IQ person. They have AOC's low IQ. You give her an IQ test, have her pass like the exams that I decided to take when I was at Walter Reed. Those are very hard. They're they're really aptitude tests, I guess, in a certain way, but they're cognitive tests. Let AOC go against Trump. Let Jasmine go against Trump. I don't think Jasmine, the first couple of questions are easy. A tiger, an elephant, a giraffe, you know.
All right. And then there's one more clip of Donald Trump being told by a reporter of one theory in which he could get a third term. When I listen to these, it sounds like he's trolling. That's what it sounds like. But of course, he has the Trump 2028 hats. He didn't leave office last time. I mean, I kind of feel like the best predictor of how someone's going to act in the future is how they acted in the past. And this guy did not leave office. So I also feel like, of course, Donald Trump is going to try to stay in power any way he can. Now, we have a thing called a constitution. I tend to believe that still matters. I believe it still matters. So I think Donald Trump is on his way. He's playing chicken with the wall. And if you know what chicken is, chicken's when you have two cars that are driving towards each other and eventually you're hoping one turns out of the way because they get too scared about what's coming. I think Donald Trump is playing chicken with the wall because the Constitution is very clear on this. And if he wants to run again, fine. But the United States military is completely capable of removing intruders, which he would be when he's not elected for a third term and he's still in the White House. Okay? Now, here's one way, I guess, that Donald Trump could do a third term legally, I guess.
One theory on how you might try to serve a third term is that you could run as the vice president.
Yeah, I'd be allowed to do that.
Is it the White House or the White House councils or your legal position?
No, you'd be allowed to do that, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. I think it's too cute. Yeah, I would rule that out because it's too cute. I think the people wouldn't like that. It's too cute. It's not. It wouldn't be right.
Interesting how he'll rule that out, but he won't rule out just running for a third term, right? Right. So let's keep watching this. I wish that reporters would stop making it seem like it's something he can do because he can't. And there it is. They keep polling Trump in 2028. This is in Alaska. Why are they polling him? He can't run. Why are reporters asking if he will? They should be asking, why are you telling your supporters something that isn't true? You cannot run for a third term. Why are there Trump 2028 hats when you're incapable of running for a third term? And why are we polling him? Now, I want to get on to the next bit, which is that Donald Trump when he was talking about running for a third term, he accidentally slipped up and admitted he got an MRI. A little bit about what that means after the
get an MRI. Can you tell us what
I
that
did.
was?
I got an MRI. It was perfect. Yeah. I mean, I gave you the full results. We had an MRI, and in the machine, the whole thing, and it was perfect. Yeah.
Can you say what in particular they were?
You could ask the doctors. In fact, we have doctors traveling with us, but I think they gave you a very conclusive. Nobody has ever given you reports like I gave you. And if I didn't think it was going to be good, either I would let you know negatively, I wouldn't run, I'd do something. But the doctor said some of the best reports for the age, some of the best reports they've ever seen.
One theory.
And notice there how he said, I wouldn't run if he was not in good health. So there's something going on, but this MRI thing, I think we need to double click on because one, here's a mental health provider who said, we all know Trump is sliding rapidly into dementia. Have you seen recently where he's appearing at events with handlers that he looks like to answer basic questions that he can't understand, like Bondi having to field, does the Knesset voting whether to annex Gaza challenge a peace plan? His brain is cooked. He went on to show that him walking down the stairs is proof that he's fallen and he's had a left hemisphere stroke or TIA, he says. His right side is toast. Those are the actions of a man who fears gravity. And as you can see here, he's very careful in the way that he walks down the stairs. Very, very careful. The right side here, not really having a lot of movement, is it? Okay, and I also want to say that my friend Emily has gotten 5 MRIs, she says here. in the past year, 3 for possible strokes and 2 for a possible brain tumor. Just saying. Yeah, MRIs aren't something you get if everything is A-okay. You get an MRI when you're looking for something, when there's a reason to look. Doctors don't do that sort of stuff. They don't do it proactively. Doctors look when they are trying to figure out what's causing something. We don't know what it could be. I think it's interesting that he didn't tell us this until he accidentally slipped up and admitted it. That was not in the original report we got on his trip to Walter Reed. So we're going to keep following this. And I hope you follow with me. If you like this video, please hit like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And I'll see you soon.